Bible is a collection of books written in different literary styles like narrative, poetry, and prose. And most of us are familiar with the first stories, Adam and Eve in the garden. Where did this talking snake come from? And why did God allow him there? Why didn't Adam and Eve die on the spot like God said they would? And who's this offspring of the woman who will destroy the snake but is bitten by it?
Yeah, so many puzzles in this story. And some of these are questions that we have.
In every story you've ever heard, the action took place somewhere, and that place is called the setting. And since we've been learning how to read biblical narratives, let's talk about how settings work in the Bible.
So, settings are a crucially important tool in the hands of the biblical authors.
Really?
Yeah, think of it this way. When you start a story, everything is new. The plot and the characters are a mystery until things unfold.
Yeah, we have no idea what to expect.
Except, authors can use the setting of a story to prepare you for what's coming.
How so?
Well, let's say a story begins in a courtroom. What do you think is going to happen?
I expect a story about crime and justice.
Yeah, or how about the setting of a dark, old, rundown house?
Oh, something scary is about to happen.
Exactly. So settings evoke memories and emotions because of other stories you know that happened in similar places. The authors know this, and they can use settings to generate expectations about what could happen in this story. And a good author will get creative with settings, and he'll mess with your expectations in order to make a point.
This happens in the Bible?
All over the place. For example, think about the setting Egypt in the Bible.
Yeah, big Middle Eastern empire on the Nile.
Sure. Now think about the first biblical story where someone ends up in Egypt. It's about Abraham. God calls him to journey by faith to a new land, and he promises to give him a huge family. So he sets out, but he arrives during a famine. Now, is he going to trust God and stay in the promised land? Or will he leave the land and go look for food on his own?
Yeah, Abraham leaves and goes down to Egypt.
And there, in Egypt, things go downhill fast. Abraham denies that Sarah is his wife to save his own neck, and then Pharaoh tries to marry her for himself.
Okay, first impression of Egypt, not a great place to visit.
But God then rescues them. He strikes Egypt with plagues, and so Pharaoh relents and sends Abraham away with loads of wealth. So, what do we learn about Egypt as a setting from this story?
It's the place people end up because of stupid decisions, but it's also a place where God comes and rescues his people.
Yep, and the next main story in Egypt follows the same pattern. Abraham's great-grandsons make a bunch of stupid choices, and they eventually lead them to Egypt because of another famine.
Down in Egypt, though.
So generations pass, and the family ends up as slaves in Egypt, and what do you think's gonna happen?
God's gonna send some plagues and rescue his people.
It's like he saw it coming. After the Israelites get back to the Promised Land, God tells them to never go back to Egypt for any reason. It's the place of trouble and oppression.
So when future biblical characters go to Egypt, I'm supposed to cringe.
Right. Like Solomon, at the peak of his wealth and power, he married the king of Egypt's daughter, And then he started sending Israelites there to import Egyptian stallions. And then a generation later, that alliance goes bad. Egypt oppresses Israel all over again.
So biblical settings carry with them all these memories of previous stories, which create expectation.
Yeah, it's a brilliant literary device to infuse stories with meaning. Now, biblical authors, they're brilliant. They can build up your expectations, but also creatively mess with them.
Like how?
Egypt's a perfect example. In the Gospel of Matthew, when Jesus is born, his family flees to Egypt.
Uh-oh, so this is a problem.
You would think so, but pay attention. Instead of Egypt being the bad place, it's the place of safety. Because who are they fleeing from? King Herod, who is behaving exactly like Pharaoh did, but he rules Jerusalem, not Egypt.
Matthew is messing with me to show how Jerusalem has become Egypt.
Exactly. You can find these kinds of patterns in many different biblical settings. Babylon, Moab, the wilderness, Bethlehem. The list goes on.
Which is a big list.
And it gets bigger, because sometimes the setting isn't just a place on a map. It's a type of situation, but they work the same way that settings do. For example, when people move toward the east, expect trouble. Adam and Eve were banished to the east, and then Cain wanders to the east.
People move to the east to build Babylon.
And all of these narratives are designed to point forward to when the Israelites as a people will be exiled to the east in Babylon.
Ah, nice.
Which leads to one more type of setting in biblical narrative, and that's time, or how long events take. Like, time periods of 40 are often associated with stories where people's faithfulness is tested. Noah in the boat for 40 days and 40 nights. Then he gets off and gets totally drunk. The Israelites got impatient during their 40 days of waiting for Moses on Mount Sinai, so they made the golden calf. Or after the Israelite spies investigate the land for 40 days, the people rebel, so they have to wander in the desert for 40 years.
But then there's the story of Jesus, who was tested in the desert for 40 days, and he reverses the expectation. He overcomes the test.
Exactly. Across the whole Bible, places, situations, and time periods become full of meaning by evoking memories and setting expectations. And the New Testament authors reuse all of these settings to show how Jesus is the one carrying our world from the garden, out of Egypt and the wilderness, and into the new creation.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video on how to understand setting.
All right, so takeaway, my friends. Setting right. So when you see a scary old house in a video game or movie, what are you to expect? But then if you come in and it turns out it's the ghost hosting a lavish party, you're like, whoa, that's different. So there's time and going east. Which one will you, the 40 years time or going east? Which one would you like to explore? $40? Oh yeah, so just the number 40. So number 40 is usually connected to testing. And there's east, but there's also testing. Usually it uses them both, and sometimes they're one or the other. So we're talking about 40, correct? So then when the Israelites rebelled, so first you have the time when Moses is up in the mountain for how many days? 40 days. 40 years, that'd be crazy. 40 days. And then did they wait for him to come down to hear what Yahweh said? No, what did they make? Golden calf, right? And what did they call the golden calf? Yahweh. Good boy. He actually waited. He didn't immediately. Good boy. And so now we're doing number 40, correct? And so now, and then you have the spies that went spying for 40 40 days, right? And when they came back, what did they were like? What did they do? They rebelled, and which led them to being wandering for 40 years. There you go. Now Jesus comes on the scene, and he goes into the desert for how many days? 40 days, right? And he was tested, and he actually passed the test. Yep, passed it with flying colors. All right, ready to read? Hold on. All right. Woohoo! They failed. Let's do stalled files. Do that. Let's verify the integrity. You ready? All right. Oh, there you go. Future is now. The future is now. No. Did your computer actually die, or is it just, or just went to sleep? Oh, there you go. Okay. We're in. Come on. There we go. All right. King Jesus, who I'm amazing. Thank you for you. Thank you that you're still faithful, even when I feel hecka awkward right now. You're holy, wonderful, and true. And even when you didn't want to do the things like die on the cross, go through temptation, heck, fast for 40 days, but you still stick to it. You did all the righteous things that we're just completely unable to. You didn't. Yeah. You listen to the Father. And so we thank you, King Jesus, as we read the writings of the ancients, read the writings of your people. Please reveal to us its wisdom. And we thank you that you have this body of writing to reveal to us the human condition and how you, God, stepped towards humanity and partnered with humanity. And you did not say, you guys suck, I'm done. You stay committed. We cling to you for your holy and amazing and true. Amen. I cling to King Jesus. So some people say that's Christian, but that's how I describe myself. All right. So right now I want to talk to you futures now, but so that we don't get distracted and we can focus on the ring, I'm going to right now minimize myself seeing chat. The right, Esther chapter 8, verse 3 to 17, the right to self-defense. All right, let's quickly recap, Broheim. You ready? So Esther, so quick, there's Queen Vashti. And King Xerxes, what did King Xerxes want from Queen Vashti? Show off, right. He's like, these for my man. And she's like, no. So what did he do? What did King Xerxes do? Yeah, he went to his court. He's like, wham, I'm taking the court. And the court decided that it's not good for ladies to say no to their man. So now you say no to your man, you're going to show that all ladies can say no to their man. So you're going to be disposed, and then we're going to kidnap a whole bunch of beautiful girls from Susa. And out of all the girls that were kidnapped, which one? Esther won the kidnap beauty pageant. And so now she's queen. Now there's Haman and Mordecai. Who's Mordecai? Yeah, Haman is the uncle. Now Esther did not reveal her Jewish identity, but Mordecai is. And Mordecai will not bow down to Haman. Mordecai will not bow down to Haman. And this, did Haman was like, yo, that's cool, or Yeah, he is like, I'm going to murder you and your people for you not showing me the honor and respect. And so this just completely just throws Esther and all of them to a tailspin because, of course, genocide is not cool, especially when it's your own people group. And so then Esther, King Xerxes, and Haman is now begging for his life. But then King Xerxes pretty much disposes him, kills him. And then who gets all Haman's stuff? Haman's household, Mordecai. All right. And now remember, there's a decree that on this day, all the Israelites will be. So now we're going to see what is going to happen. The right to self-defense. Esther again spoke before the king and fell down before his feet and wept. She sought favor from him in order to remove all the evil of Haman and Haman the Agagite, the plan he had devised against the Judahites. The king extended to Esther the gold scepter, and Esther arose and stood in front of the king. She said, if it is pleasing to the king, if I have found favor before him, if it seems proper before the king, and I am pleasing in his eyes, may it be written to reverse the documents, the plan of Haman, son of Hammedatha the Agite, which he wrote to eliminate the Judahites who are in all the king's providence. Because how can I look upon the harm that will come on my people? How can I look upon the destruction of my family? King Xerxes said to Queen Esther and Mordecai the Judahite, there, I have given to Esther the house of Haman. They have hanged him on the gallows because he laid his hand on the Judahites. You yourself write as it seems pleasing in your eyes concerning the Judahites in the king's name and seal it with the king's ring. Because a document that has been written in the king's name and sealed with the king's ring cannot be reversed. So they summoned the king's scribes at that time in the third month, that is the month of Sivan, on the 23rd of it, and a letter was written in accordance with all that Mordecai commanded to the Judahites and to the satraps, the governors and the officials of the province from India to Sudan. 127 provinces, province by province in accordance with its script, and people by people in accordance with its language, and to the Judahites in accordance with their script and language. He wrote in King Xerxes' name, sealed it with the king's seal, and sent the documents by the hand of runners on horses, riding royal relay steeds, the offspring of racehorses, that the king gave permission to the Judahites and every individual city to assemble and stand up for themselves, to destroy, slaughter, and eliminate the entire force of a people or province that attack them, little ones and women, and to plunder their property as spoil. On one day in all King Xerxes' province, on the 13th of the 12th month, that is the month of Adar, a copy of the document was to be given out as a law in every individual province, shown to all the people, so that the Judahites would be ready for this day to take redress from their enemies. The runners went out riding royal relay steeds, hurrying and driven by the king's words, and the law was given out in the fortress of Susa. Mordecai went out from the king's presence in royal apparel of blue and white, a large gold diadem, and a robe of white linen and purple wool, and the city of Susa shouted and celebrated. For the Judahites there was light and celebration, rejoicing and honor, in every individual province and every individual city. Each place where the king's word and his law arrived, there was celebration and rejoicing for all the Judahites, a banquet and a good time. Many of the people of the country professed to be Judahites because fear of the Judahites had fallen upon them. So, what Haman had written on the King Xerxes' word was for the Judahites to be destroyed. And then a couple days before, they had it then written that they can pretty much do preventive self-defense. They knew who was going to go after them. And so they were able to dispose of all their enemies before the enemies can dispose them. And this goes again, bring us to a point that there is never this is like a book where you see the hand of Yahweh, but does not officially, there's no speaking directly from Yahweh, but Yahweh is still that the blessing towards Abraham. Your people who are blessed, I will bless. People you're cursed, I will curse. And so, yeah, trying to commit genocide is never a good thing. So last night's movie was another British combination of social comment and humor. Cemetery Junction. Yes, you can assume that we watch a couple of movies in bed each week, which incorporates a number of fist fights. If someone throws a punch at you personally, do you throw one back? Presumably not, especially if it is persecution. You turn the other cheek. What if one ethnic group attacks another ethnic group? Some Jews today might wonder if the Jews could have done with a little less turning the other cheek in the Second World War. What if someone attacks your family? There is a sense in which Mordecai and Esther's new Persian law reverses Haman's law, and a sense in which it does not. It does not give the Jews authority to attack other ethnic groups. In this respect, it corresponds to the Old Testament widespread stance. Are you ready for the Old Testament widespread stance? There are one or two spectacular occasions when God commissions them to take action against other peoples because of their wickedness. But God is not in the habit of commissioning them to take action against people just because they are their enemies. So just because they're enemies doesn't mean Yahweh is going to be like, all right, you can annihilate them. It's because of their wickedness, which does not give excuse for later on. Like, it does not become the rule. These are special circumstances. More often, God is telling them to knuckle down under the authority of the empire of the day until the time comes when God decides to do something about it. There are occasions when foreign powers are acting against them as the agents of God's chastisement. They certainly have to knuckle down then. Haman and his edict are a different question. Now, for the first time since chapter 3, Haman is described as an Agite. And one might not have been surprised if this designation provides a lead into commissioning the Judahites to set about eliminating Haman's people in keeping with one of those rare commissions to take action against wickedness, the one in 1 Samuel 15. In fact, the new edict simply gives them the right to stand up for themselves. In Daniel 6, it is explicit that a Persian king can sometimes get caught out by his own edicts. In issuing an edict in an especially formal fashion, he sacrifices the right to change it later, hence the phrase, the law of the Medes and Persians. While this may be a joke at the Persians' expense that deliberately misunderstands the Persians' law in question, underdogs make jokes at the expense of the authorities over them. The Esther story may presuppose the same understanding. The king cannot change the Haman-inspired edict. What he has to do is authorize another edict that reversed the first one in effect, though it cannot do so formally. Although the new edict makes a point of using the exact language of Haman's edict, in content it is not a mirror image of it. It does not authorize Judahites to attack members of other ethnic groups. It does give them the right to self-defense, and it thus implicitly acts as a deterrent to other ethnic groups. They cannot attack with impunity. When Haman had his edict drawn up, the city was perplexed. Now it is relieved. Whereas Mordecai had put on mourning clothes, now he is robed in honor. Whereas the Jews likewise mourn, now they celebrate. Whereas Mordecai had feared that Queen Esther would want to continue to hide her Judahite identity, now people want to share that identity. So here's that great reversal. Think of that. So, like, remember when it came out that the Jews are going to be wiped? He put on what kind of clothes? Sad clothes. And now he is robed in honor. And actually what's crazy is that is priest. That's like priestly, kingly robes. Or now the Jews were mourning because they're going to be annihilated. And now they are celebrating. And now where Queen Esther feared of showing her Jewish identity, now who are people who are now identifying themselves to be Jews? Other people, yeah. So people who are not born Jew are now saying that they identify as Jew. People have been able to join Israel in making a commitment to Yahweh and to the Torah since the beginning of Israel's story. But they do not exactly become Israelites. Ruth, for instance, is still called a Moabite after she has made her commitment. Here alone, the Old Testament refers to people becoming Jewish Judahites or professing to be Jewish Judahites. Admittedly, there is some ambiguity about the meaning of this expression. Do people want to become Jewish because they have come to respect the Jews? Are they like Ruth? Or do they pretend to be Judahites because they're scared of the Judahites? This ambiguity aligns with the way the story steadfastly refuses to refer to God, Israel, the covenant, prayer, or faith. But for Judahites, Jews in Persia, either fear or respect will do. Thank you very much. All right. We talked enough on the way, so we can start. I want to do game after. Oh. Well, future is now was great. I don't know if you're still here. You have a good one, mate. All right, we're gonna play on this one. Let's do it. Let me bring it out. Woo! It's my first time actually playing local multiplayer with it like this setup. This is a good test. Cuphead, Cuphead.
Well, Cuphead and his pal Bugman, they like to roll the dice. By chance they came on Devil's Game, and gosh, they paid the price.
Told you, Cuphead. You're up. I think we.
Well, Cuphead and his pal Bugman, they like to roll the dice. By chance they came on Devil's Game, and gosh, they paid the price.
challenges.
Oh, there I am.
Here goes.
What's their special? Weapons,
That's when you hit a
weapons.
bunch.
Okay.
Okay, put the gauge twice.
We're learning. We got three farther. Alright. Hit me! Oh wait. We could have used that butterfly.
Oh, come on. Save your life.
And begin!
I keep thinking I have like a double jump. Like an actual like not something that makes you turn, but actually
Alright, we got this.
You're up!
I thought they were gonna fall in the hole. Nice. Bothers me that we didn't get all the coins. Do it again.
And begin!
Oh, we are
Not by now. Wait, you can run out of time.
The fact that the stupid platform saved us. Alright, okay, so you go here.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, you go right there. Oh, God.
Oh! got 3 charms. I thought they were like bots.
A great slam and then some. You're up.
Oh, I'm forgetting it.
Oh, he was almost
A
down.
great slam and then some. Here goes.
Watch out. Laser. Oos, oos.
Nice. Righteous, Jamie.
A brawl is surely brewing. Now go.
right.
Good day for a swell battle. And begin.
Meant to do special about press Y instead of B.
Ah, I hit both of us.
Got really excited to hit that. Boy, you can hit it. That's
Wow, what is this
Good
race?
day for a swell battle. Now go.
Oh, it shot up.
Here's a real high-class bout. Here goes.
Keep thinking I'm out of range.
This match will get red hot.
That's my friend Logan.
You're up.
Oh my god, I keep thinking of red.
comes a spooky punch. It's on! Victory!
Did it increase our maximum health? Oh, a new super. Huh.
Good day for a swell battle. Now go!
Okay, so they have to land. I think last time I went through a full platforming
Here's
stage,
a real high-class
and so I was doing a lot better, but now I can tell I'm being carried. Sorry to put so much weight on your back. Hear that?
king dies. I'm the gamest in the land.
I think we just got one more. That we miss I think we have one more based on time, maybe.
Good day for a swell battle. Take on. A great slam and then some. Here goes. A great slam and then some. Now go. Good day for a swell battle.
Huh?
Here goes. A great slam and then some. You're up.
Oh. The one that actually stayed the whole fight.
All right, friends. Catch you later. Got things to do.
People to arrows to collect.